I dealt with Brandon when I was pregnant. I was in the hospital for 3 months prior to him being born. I was in labor and delivery 9 times. Talk about high stress.
Talk about being a helicopter mom. The hovering. Makes sense. See, that's why they say don't judge. Actually, we can, because it's been a lot. But, wow.
Motherhood is traumatic enough.
Mrs. Betty, who has been famously overbearing, intrusive, and borderline obsessed with her one and only son, Brandon, finally reveals the backstory behind her behavior.
We didn't know we were going to lose him, every minute of every second of every day.
She's deeply traumatized.
This comes after what probably marks one of the sweetest moments on 90 Day Fiancé. Brandon and Julia finally telling his parents, Betty and Ron, they are 6 months pregnant. Personally, I think it's right up there with Kobe meeting his son Coben for the first time. But the big question remains, will Betty give Julia the respect and space she deserves?
I don't know what kind of mom she's going to be. That might be the more pertinent question.
Uh-oh.
Plus, were Darcey and Andrei flirting?
You're an amazing guy, an amazing husband.
Who?
Wife's lucky.
You're making me blush.
Has Darcey not been paying attention this entire time? Or does she just want some attention? Meanwhile, Elizabeth tells Loren she and Andrei have been considering ending their marriage.
We spoke about divorce last week. Nobody's perfect. No couple's perfect.
No.
This revelation comes as Libby announced on Sunday that her beloved dad, Chuck, passed away 2 weeks ago. Someone I personally enjoyed seeing every time he appeared on our screens. Let's talk about it.
It's Malicia.
Hey 90 Day Fans fam, it's Malicia. I hope you're well. Thanks for being here. And if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family.
Look at us. Look at us. Huh?
Part 3 of the Happily Ever After tell-all was a roller coaster ride of emotions. My cousin, who doesn't watch 90 Day, watched it with me, and I love when this happens. She wanted more. After we finished the episode, we went on a deep dive about Gino, Jasmine, Darcy, and Stacey. It's so gratifying when that happens because a lot of people see clips of 90 Day Fiancé and they think, oh, that's a wild show, and they judge it without taking the time to sit down and actually see why we love it. So yes, I think a new fan was born.
Julia is pregnant.
All right, let's get into Brandon and Julia finally telling his parents they are pregnant. Mrs. Betty couldn't sit still, literally. She gave us the Betty Dance 2.0. Usually it's just a little shoulder shimmy. Also, there didn't seem to be a dry eye in the room. Seeing everyone tear up made me want to cry. And of course, Betty is going to have a glass of wine or a cocktail in hand. You already know. I love how Brandon's parents still seem to be so into each other. I can see them living it up on cruises or in Margaritaville, just enjoying life.
Let's go to Margaritaville.
I don't want to go to Margaritaville.
Come on.
I don't want to go to Margaritaville.
Oh, everybody wants to go to Margaritaville.
Anyway, I think most of us can agree that the baby announcement was a beautiful moment.
How far along are you?
6 months.
Oh my word!
He said, oh my word. Grandpa is shocked. Luckily, Brandon's parents didn't get too upset that they waited until 3 months before the baby is due to tell them the news. Betty seemed to get over the shock and back to the excitement quickly, especially after Julia told her why they waited. Well, part of the reason. The part that wouldn't hurt Betty's feelings too bad. Julia tells Betty and Ron it's a high-risk pregnancy, and that's why they took their time telling them. And it's really important that they don't tell anybody. And again, I know, someone's saying, don't tell anyone while they're being filmed on a television show. But in this case, I get where Julia's coming from. The tell-all was filmed before she announced her pregnancy to the world.
I'm going to go to the top of the highest mountain I can climb.
Mom, seriously. Nobody.
No, Brandon, like for real, like not joking.
Okay, yeah.
The cast went from tears of joy to looking like, okay, Betty's doing too much now. She goes on to comfort Julia by telling her she understands. Betty reveals a traumatic experience she had bringing Brandon into this world. She was in the hospital for 3 months before he was born, and she went into labor and delivery 9 times. Not 3, not 4, 9 times. And throughout that experience, they spent every day not knowing if they would lose Brandon or not. If that won't make you super clingy to your baby, I don't know what would. He's not just Brandon, he's Betty and Ron's blessing, their miracle child. All that to say, it makes sense to me now why Betty can be so overbearing. That traumatic experience shaped the way she loves Brandon. It's not an excuse. Brandon is safe, happy, and thriving, but it is understandable. Now it seems like part of her healing journey is to trust that he will be okay without her being so hyper vigilant.
I can tell your mama already started to make her rules.
Brandon is about to have a family of his own. It's time to individuate, aka stop acting like Brandon is still 14, which is a natural and challenging milestone in a parent and child relationship.
You gotta let me go.
For Betty to release the fear that once protected Brandon and for him to become his own man, to live as his own person.
I hope Julia lets us in.
Hell yeah.
Brandon's dad said, hell yeah. Pop is excited.
That ought to be an interesting dynamic because I don't know what kind of mom she's going to be. That might be the more pertinent question.
And she's just as concerned about what kind of grandma you're going to be, Mrs. Betty. That's why she didn't tell you for so long. Now, 37-year-old Georgie, who was contemplating having his own biological kids all of a sudden, was sitting over there watching all this go down. And I couldn't help but wonder how this made him and Darcy, who is 50 and can no longer have kids, feel. I'm sure after seeing Brandon's parents' excitement, Georgie wants to bring his parents that same joy with baby news one day.
I ain't holding you back. Don't waste my precious years. Go have your baby. Go find your baby mama.
Ooh. To a lot of people, it's looking like Georgie suddenly wanting kids after all these years with Darcy is really an exit strategy. I mean, people do change their minds about having kids. It's one of the core experiences of life. And who in their right heart would try to hold someone back from doing that? But here it looks like he's framing it in a way where Darcy won't say no, and he doesn't look bad, using a natural human desire as a cover for his own agenda. Georgie tries to navigate this conversation in a delicate way, seemingly trying to prove this isn't an exit strategy for him by saying surrogacy is an option, knowing good and well that's not an option for Darcy, who doesn't have any eggs. The only other option is to use another woman's eggs, and Darcy says she's not doing that because she won't feel connected to the baby.
I get Darcy's point, but she have 2 kids as well from somebody else, and they're not my kids, and I love them like my kids.
To me, it sounds like Darcy already funded Georgie's dream of living in America, and now he wants her to fund his dream of having a child, including raising it, making their relationship even more off balance than it already is. What has Darcy really gained from this marriage, other than having a nice-looking man on her arm? Forget the child right now. It's looking like they need to go ahead and cut the sugar baby and sugar mama cord. This is the worst part about ending a long-term relationship. It can go on for so long.
Neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye.
Well, somebody needs to say it. Darcy also reveals how disrespectful Georgie gets when he flirts with other women in her face, specifically blonde bombshells.
You weren't there to know what is the story.
Oh my God! With your arm around another chick, with your mouth in her ear, like laughing and mocking me when I go to the table to say hello. What are you doing? You're married.
Georgie calls what he does networking, and after not sleeping with his wife Darcy for 6 months, one can only wonder if the goal is securing a deal in the bedroom.
Let's not make it personal, okay? It's just business.
I don't think you would have been with me if I didn't have anything. That's for damn sure.
Why did you say they were broke?
Damn.
Georgie also addresses his comments during the season when he said Darcey and Stacey are broke because they spend their money all on clothes. Something he somewhat stands by on the tell-all stage, saying he doesn't agree with how Darcey spends her money. She should invest in appreciating items instead of clothes. Meanwhile, Stacey confirms some of the rumors that have been circulating, saying she doesn't think Georgie or Florian are in it for the long haul, revealing she and Florian don't live together anymore. This man lives in Connecticut with no plans of returning to Miami.
Florian's checked out.
You and Florian don't live together anymore.
Yeah. He's gone. He just left.
After the last resort tell-all, Stacey says he finally got a job doing woodworking in Connecticut, and he's now an American citizen. Florian said he told Stacey to move to Connecticut once the lease is up, but she feels abandoned.
I feel like he abandoned me and he abandoned this marriage, and now that he doesn't need me anymore because he's got his citizenship, I feel frauded.
Whoa,
I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
I do. I feel frauded and I feel like I'm being used.
Gino is like, me too, girlfriend. Stacey also thinks Florian has someone else. She says they took a trip to Turkey recently and she saw the light from his phone ringing and found that his phone was shoved under the mattress.
Not the pillow, the freaking mattress. So he's hiding something for sure.
He couldn't just put it on Do Not Disturb?
Do I think Florian's in this marriage for the long haul? Absolutely not. And I feel like it could end up in a twin divorce, like the first time.
Whatever twin telepathy they got going on, they need to turn it off when it comes to romantic relationships. Patterns like that get real limiting and superstitious fast. All right, let's get into the house shenanigans. It's so interesting seeing all these different personalities navigate their time in the house.
It's good, huh, Gino? Yeah.
We have Gino acting like he hasn't eaten all day before taking a tumble up the stairs.
Gino, you okay?
The fact that he didn't acknowledge it made it even more awkward. Then there's Jasmine in tears. Shocker. Because she feels Florian, who was once her friend, betrayed her by saying she never loved Gino.
I'm a bad friend. Okay?
That really hurt me, because I know that you were...
It's nothing to cry, just in talking. Jesus Christ.
And a moment I had to replay a few times. Darcey flirting with Andrei.
You're an amazing guy, an amazing husband. Your wife's lucky.
You're making me blush.
Yeah. It was a lot going on. Also, Matt told Jasmine she talks too much.
Yeah, like a parrot.
Are you done?
All night, yakety. I'm like, who talks this much, bro?
Yeah, he told Jasmine, who's upset that he's putting a time frame on how long he's going to wait for her commitment, that he's not about to argue with her all day and all night like Gino. Which kind of low-key confirms what Gino was talking about. Maybe he wasn't over-exaggerating after all. On top of all of this, Loren asked Elizabeth to step outside to talk for a moment about her accusing Alex of body-shaming her. I know, the conversation continues.
Elizabeth, I am so hurt, and I don't know how many times.
I am too, Loren.
I don't know how many times I need to tell you.
I'm hurt too.
But why? I want to know why.
Elizabeth tells Loren she feels like she basically abandoned her. After that, Loren's intention for the conversation seemed to have shifted to just setting a civil tone for the next day, considering her friend Noga is joining the tell-all. But Elizabeth starts to reiterate how no couple is perfect, even though Loren has admitted that she and Alex aren't. I guess Elizabeth wants her to admit it again.
You and I both know he didn't speak to you in a very good light. In those years, you were going through your rough patch, and that's okay to go through that. And we are going through that right now. And we spoke about divorce last week.
And in the midst of this, Elizabeth reveals she and Andrei have been talking about splitting up.
I'm not ashamed of talking about it.
Well, considering that revelation and the news Libby shared about her dad, Chuck, who wanted nothing but his family to stay together, I hope she and Andrei can figure it out and the rest of their family can come together and leave the drama behind. The last time we saw Chuck on our screens, he flew all the way to Moldova to support Libby as she and Andrei went to check out their investment property. And he was right there supporting his daughter when she decided to leave the country after getting into an argument with Andrei.
I just hate to see you guys fight and like division in the family.
I do too.
I'm gonna miss seeing Chuck. He's definitely been a light in Elizabeth and Andrei's storyline. All right, 90 Day Fans fam. Part 4, the final part of the tell-all, airs next week. And along with Noga joining the convo, Gino and Jasmine are gonna have a conversation of their own.
After you, I don't think that I will ever love someone like I love you. Ever.
So dramatic. Thanks for hanging with me. I'll see you next time.